Hello, and welcome to 5 for Friday for the last Friday in September, the 30th. I'm back in my home office this week, and I have to say, I really got carried away with stories this week. My husband pokes fun at me because I begin so many statements with, I read an article today that said, yeah, it's my thing. I love to read and I love to look for connections among all the news stories, and I love to think about how many of these news stories might impact small businesses like you. So I hope you enjoy this week's 5 for Friday. Let's start with our first topic, pricing and inflation. Yes, I still have recession yes or no at the end of the video, but there were a couple stories specific to pricing that I thought deserved mention here. First, a story on a survey of manufacturing CEOs shows that while revenue has been up significantly due to price hikes, mainly due to inflation, supply chain issues, and the need to increase salaries, profits were not up. And in 2023, almost 90% of the manufacturers surveyed said they plan to raise prices in 2023 as well. Also, according to economists, many of the prices of products that have gone up due to inflation will not go back down when things level off. So give some thought to how elastic your pricing is. Can you raise prices while it's expected? Focus on the service you provide and not on any price comparisons to competitors to be sure you can raise your prices and keep your customers happy. All right, moving on to story number 2, big business and their employees. The new buzzword this week is productivity theater. Yes, that is. How can employees working remotely trick the productivity software that measures keystrokes to show they are working hard? Well, apparently it comes down to regular mouse toggles, chat on Slack, and answering late night emails to show that you're busy all the time. Really, employers should be more focused on cybersecurity of their remote employee setups rather than how many keystrokes they're making per day. All right, in other big business employee news, ex-Amazon employees have come up with a buzzword of their own. Frupidity, which is combining frugal and stupidity, which is apparently how they think decisions are made at Amazon. And Google wants you to know that you don't need money to have fun, so go have fun without a big holiday party this year. Also, in an interesting study with some questionable ethics in its methodology, LinkedIn has examined 5 years of our data and connections online and determined that the people who are the most helpful in helping you find a new job or another opportunity are not close friends, but acquaintances. So keep looking for those second-level connections on LinkedIn. Let's go to story number 3. We'll stick with big business, but move to big business and ethics or bad decision-making rather than employees. First, I found a series of articles emphasizing that the bro culture in Silicon Valley is indeed alive and well. And if that's not enough, stories like the crypto startup Helium take it even a notch further. That company made sure that the founders and their friends were able to hoard the wealth from the company at the expense of its customers. If we move to the East Coast, stories about Goldman Sachs struggling with gender discrimination lawsuits and a CEO that appears to be more vested in his side gig of being an electronic music DJ than on running the company. Goldman competitor McKinsey is in the news for several questionable consulting jobs, including one in South Africa with criminal charges being placed, and some issues with helping nonprofit hospitals make big profits on the backs of poor patients. So let's move from those to story number 4, small businesses with a few tips, no issues with ethics here. Let's start here. Having trouble hiring? Focus on some creative ways to find, train, and hire new employees. Don't overwhelm your existing employees. And when you're ready to retire, consider selling to your employees. More details in the newsletter if you subscribe to that. And then finally, for story number 5, let's talk about artificial intelligence. Fast food restaurants are preparing to spy on you when you order at a kiosk, so they can customize the menu to your appearance, age and gender mainly, as well as weather and time of day. And AI is also being used to gauge the opinions of customers as a replacement to those dreaded customer service surveys. Can you sound happy but say mean things? That'll confuse the algorithms if you're on a customer service call. A few other AI stories for newsletter readers on AI help with photos, artwork, AI-generated artwork, and Star Wars. Everything is going to be fake in the future. That's what I'm seeing. And then in this week in recession, yes or no, I found 2 positive and 6 negative stories. You be the judge. And then finally, because I can't help myself, 2 bonus stories. First, maybe my Jetsons dream will come true after all. 1 test flight successfully completed this week. And then another great story about a deli in New Jersey that was used in a money laundering scheme. Makes me miss my hometown in New Jersey. And that's it for this week's 5 for Friday. I hope you enjoyed the stories and found something to think about for your own business. Thanks and have a great weekend.